Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman. I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you lie.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Well, that's weird.
There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
Hat ein bisschen so einen kleinen Shutter Island-Effekt hier, ne? So, und hallo, meine lieben Freunde da draußen. Herzlich willkommen zurück zu...
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now?
Kann ich ihn schlagen? Ingressive
I see you
spielt
brought
Alan
your big
Wake.
gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Quacksalber.
Now, why don't you come with me?
Bild.
We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and
Ja,
some fresh
wie das
air.
halt so ist, man vergisst ja schnell mal solche Sachen, ne? Das ist ein Bullshit.
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course.
Okay, cool. Night Springs, ja, das ist eine gute Serie. Und eine Xbox mit einem Night Springs Spiel? I'm interested. Okay.
I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery
Ja,
process.
ich bin sehr
here at
kreativ.
Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together.
Sure,
This
buddy.
way, Alan.
Hey, warum kann ich hier nicht rein? Okay, was gibt's hier denn so? Anderson. Nein. Oh. Bär. Kreis. Mit einem Mann. Schöne Berglandschaft. Okay, und jetzt kann ich dich verknoppen, wa?
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been
Well,
kidnapped.
they
The
are.
supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head.
Ja, suggestive Drogen.
Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the
Aber wenn sie ertrunken ist,
unless we fight the fantasy.
ich meine, die Insel gibt es seit den
I
70ern
know
nicht
the
mehr.
instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have
Ja, wir sehen die jetzt auch nicht. Die müsste, das ist ja der See, das ist ja Cauldron Lake.
We both know this.
Ja, ich lasse ihn einfach mal ein bisschen weiterreden. Bla bla bla. Und die Insel ist offensichtlicherweise nicht mehr da. Also, wie ist sie dann ertrunken? Gonna make an Attentat. Einer Assassin's Creed. Okay. Das ist einfach noch Deko. Und das ist eine sehr große Sonnenuhr. Was ist jetzt? Das ist eine 9? Ah ja, ich kann es natürlich von hier lesen. Das ist eine 9. In Tenebras Cadere. Oder in Tenebras. Ne, bei Tenebras ist irgendwas mit Dunkelheit. Cauldron Lake Lodge. Das ist schon eine schöne Sache.
Tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast.
Dark Forces.
Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm
obviously
trying
loved
to
his
bring
own
you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed for
madly
yourself.
inside my head.
But I
I
can't
dug my
do it
nails
by
into the
myself.
palms of my hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come
Ein
along.
bisschen
Let's go in.
Flare-Effekt beim Rumscrollen.
Here's the entrance to the office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt.
Yeah,
The
sure
great
I was.
outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Ah. Oh.
Emerson.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
Please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay. Sorry. Boo.
La 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 la.
Gotta take this.
Elbow strike. Ooh, yeah.
come, Alan. This way.
Sure. Oh, hi. Wer bist du denn?
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Okay.
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Sure he does. Sure he does. Patient Dorms sind oben. Mhm. Ja, muss ich doch hoch. Ja. Oder ne, Moment mal. Da war unsere Tür. Ich bin dumm. Die offensichtliche Tür, ne? Ah, ein Wasserfall.
You might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Welcome to Cauldron Lake Lodge. We are here to give you the specialized help you need. However, please observe the following. Please ask friends and family to schedule visits beforehand to ensure they don't interfere with your therapy and/or periods of creativity. Also, please respect your fellow patients' need for privacy and personal space, especially when they are engaged by their creative process. Be patient. Typically, our patients have long-term creative problems and they won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Be in mind that you've voluntarily receiving treatment that has been specifically tailored for you. Engagement therapy, trademarked, and its system method, the flow, trademarked, work best when you are actively engaged in shaping them. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to voice them. Sure. Sure, buddy. Ich hätte gerne meinen Revolver und meine Schrotflinte und mein Jagdgewehr wieder.
My rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming.
Ah, die waren noch ganz am Anfang.
What a storm. I hope it wipes this place
In dem
off
Diner.
the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Thor. They had how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard.
Nice.
They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
Ja, ich sollte am besten weiterschreiben, wa?
I'd like to bash
Seltsam.
his head in with a hammer. Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Say, you're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm. The Anderson farm. Valhalla!
Sure, gibt's da mit?
Down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message. Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Oh, das ist eine Manuskriptseite. Ha. Thomas Zane, Writing Assistant.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words.
Emil.
My head was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, you got any booze on you?
No.
We
Sorry,
have a
guys.
stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, hört sich fantastisch an.
Notice leather patches on the elbows? That's not very rock and roll. Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
She used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And my ravens. What were they? Memory and thought. The hag.
She took something from you too, didn't she? That's what she does.
Ah, Baba Yaga, die alte Schabracke aus dem Dorf. Also Baba Yaga ist eigentlich eine mythologische Figur, ich glaube aus dem Slawischen, bin mir nicht sicher. Okay, die zwei sind super, super knuffig. Metal-Opas sind immer ziemlich knuffig.
She's been using you, boy, and you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't
Wir
you?
erzählen echt eine Menge sinnvolle Sachen.
It was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way, goddammit.
Okay. Cool, danke.
Tired. Built the farm close to the lake. A place of power.
Ah, da ist ein Fernseher, da ist noch eine Manuskriptseite. Okay, habe ich gerade... Left break alone told him that he should return to the... Gucken wir mal. Einfach rausgehen. Natürlich nicht.
I may need a hand here later on, Birch. The storm's bound to make you-know-who jumpy. You know how they get.
Gotcha. The doc's got me looking after Wake here, but holler if they get too rowdy.
I'll do that, Birch.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room.
Sure.
You can get to your room
The
by
doors
those
were
stairs,
locked.
Wake.
Hartman and the nurses would have keys, but there was no way to get my hands on them.
You can't wake up. You can't hurt a nightmare because all dreams are only imagination. They're only in your head and they're
Alles klar, Buddy. Ja, schätzen wir mal, gehen wir mal hoch und gucken.
Something's wrong.
Oh ja.
Not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Ja, und jetzt sehe ich auch, wenn wir weiterschreiben, wa? Ah, ich sehe da langsam ein Muster. Oh, ist das so ein QR-Code? Funktioniert das? Moment. Ich glaube, ich habe einen QR-Code-Reader auf meinem Handy. Schauen wir mal, was das jetzt ausspuckt. Habe ich den noch auf meinem Handy?
Hartman wanted me to write. I knew I couldn't.
Ah, ja,
but I
ja.
figured I should just play along for now. It was the only thing I could do with Nurse Birch watching me like a hawk.
Ah, alanwake.com Tag 3. Okay, es ist irgendeine Art von Meme oder GIF. Ja, interessant, okay. Vielleicht blende ich das auch gleich noch hier ein. Oder habe es bereits eingeblendet, wenn ich smart war. Oh, Kaffee. So. Also, was haben wir denn hier? Abgeschlossen. Ja, also offensichtlicherweise ist das hier Bullshit mit unserem, mit der...
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
Okay, Dinge, die man noch aktivieren muss. Gerade dieser Fokus. Ja, schreiben Sie einfach weiter, ne? Also, ja, come on. Ne? Also, wirklich. I don't think so. Aber lassen wir uns die von der Cutscene überlassen.
My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
Sure, natürlich.
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Where the hell did he get a damn ammo?
Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir, wench.
Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now.
Komm ich jetzt hier rein? Nein.
Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they?
Okay. Ah, jetzt erst.
It's my storm. I'm taking it.
Ah.
We're on a comeback.
War die davor schon da?
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Oh nein.
Baby!
Oh nein, das hört sich nicht gut an. Hey, hier kann ich auch.
Way will have it say, rise up in their name.
Eule.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the keys to the office room from Sinclair. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Come out and face the music, Birch. It's time to pay the piper.
Nee, Hartmans Office, das war hier hinten, ne? Oh, was haben wir hier?
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made of the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't believe it.
All the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that'd lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes. And I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems. Always going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him. And we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Ja.
Hartman wasn't happy. Maud could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Okay. Ah, das sind coole Bilder. Und after a failed attempt to write, Wake finds in... Okay, Hartmans Office. Das heißt, das ist nicht Hartmans Office.
Arthur, do you hear me? I'm gonna sue your crazy quack ass to shreds! Seriously?
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Barry! Man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Oh, das ist ein
Yeah,
dick move.
that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
Just aufschließen. Ne? Aber jetzt habe ich Barry dabei. Und zu zweit
All the pages I had on.
ist es schon viel schwieriger, Halluzinationen zu haben, wa?
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Ah, Barry, du
Wake,
meinst es nur
listen to
gut.
me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Yeah, sure. Ja, bye bye, Hartman. Wie er sich doch drüber freut, ey. Wow.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach.
Ich habe so gewusst, dass das alles Bullshit ist. Und wie ihr gerade hören konntet, hat auch schon der Wecker für diese Episode getan. Und daher würde ich sagen, wenn ihr wissen wollt, wie es jetzt weitergeht, dann müsst ihr leider bis zur nächsten Episode warten. Und bis dahin, meine lieben Leute, sage ich nur, macht's gut. Tschaußen.